So welcome. Today, yes, I'm in a park, but it's not any old park. It's a park by the River Thames. And it's a beautiful area I can't believe I've never been to before. We're going to Chelsea Harbour. Not only that, we're also going to Imperial Wharf, and we're going to go and see some great things along the side of the Thames in this stretch that we've not been to before, which is between Wandsworth Bridge and also Battersea Bridge. So stay watching. You're going to love it.
Yes, he's right, folks. This is beautiful. So this part of the Thames is lovely. For me, it's completely undiscovered. I can't believe I haven't been down here. As you can see, the tide is out, so there's plenty of beach area if you can get down to it to go and do some walking along, a bit of mudlarking if you want. You can also see just over there the funnels of Battersea Power Station. And what's also beautiful as you sweep round, not only have you got all the buildings and all the rest of it on the other side, you can see off in the distance there Albert Bridge. Behind that, you can see the London Eye, and then as we swing round you can see Battersea Bridge and buses going over it, which is rather lovely. And then as you go round you've got these old houses, and behind that you've got the post office tower, and the other building which is just peeking up from there is the Park Lane Hilton Hotel. Yes, you can see right into the West End from here, so it gives you a lovely view across the Thames. Now, Chelsea Harbour, had you heard of that before? No, neither had I, but if it's got the word Chelsea in it and harbour, it can only mean one thing: boats, big posh ones. Let's have a look, shall we? So as you go a little bit further down the river, you can see this beautiful green bridge. This is the one that carries the trains backwards and forwards. And if you're coming here, Imperial Wharf Station is the one you need. It's on the London Overground, one of the many lines on the London Overground, but very easy to get to. Now, as you go round the corner here, you're then going to come into Chelsea Harbour. It's not massive if you compare it to St Catherine Docks, which we'll put a link to at the end of this video. But it's still got some lovely boats in here, and yachts and various other bits you can have a good look at. So let's have a look around. Let's call it a marina, because that's what it is. Everything's parked up. So you've got some you've got some smaller boats, but you've also got some posh ones as well. And access into here can only be made when the tide is high. Now, also, it will be lovely to come down here on a beautiful, sunny, warm day, because you could just imagine, because there's lots and lots of benches going around the marina as well. Now, if you're thinking, what is that big thing over the end there? That's one of the hotels that are over here. So you can get some fantastic views from the back of the hotel back over the marina, stroke harbour, stroke whatever you want to call it. So the whole area has been completely redeveloped, and the development consists of luxury apartments, which you can see over there just to the right and at the top of your picture, and also the Harbour Marina, and also the Chelsea Harbour Design Centre, plus the hotel, which of course is the Chelsea Harbour Hotel, which is the one I was just pointing out. We'll show you the Design Centre in just a couple of seconds, and lots of business people head there. So if you're coming up here on business and you want to see what's around here, I would definitely suggest, if you get a tea break or you get a lunch break or whatever, definitely worth taking a stroll around the marina. It won't take you long. There you go. That is the design centre over there at the top of your screen. So the harbour itself you're looking at now stands on land that was once the 28-acre estate of Sandford Manor House. Now, among other occupants, it's reputed to have been the residence of Nell Gwyn. Now, at the start of the 19th century, the area was in such a decline, it was bought by a gas company. Part of the land was used as the Victorian-era railway coaling dock on the River Thames. Now, more latterly, the 20-acre site lies in a triangle which is bounded by the Thames, Counters Creek to the south and the east, and to the west by the West London Line, which is the overground network of National Rail, which has got Imperial Wharf Station I was telling you about earlier, which is on a big viaduct that goes across, so when the trains come through, you can hear them from all over. So planning permission was granted back in April 1986, and at the time it was the biggest single construction project in the UK for decades. The original design was for 16 buildings covering some 14 acres, but only 12 buildings were completed due to a downturn in the UK economy during the construction period. What was quite incredible during the construction phase is that 1,500 people worked on it, and they moved at such a fast rate it was completed very quickly. And if you get here, and when you get here, there's an 18-storey tower called the Belvedere Tower. Now, I'm not going to show it to you. You're going to see a little bit of it. It's over there on the left-hand side, and it's got scaffolding around it, which is why I'm not really showing it too much in this video. But when you arrive by train, or you arrive whichever way, you can't help but see it. But construction was happening so quick that they were able to put in a new floor every 4 days in the tower, using prefabricated subsections, so they could actually build the tower very, very quickly. Now, if you're anything like me, you're probably looking around thinking, I wonder how much those apartments were. Well, you're not going to believe it, but Harrods Estates were asked to manage the residential aspects, such as the sale and letting of the properties. 310 apartments were marketed, with pricing starting at around £2 million per property. Yeah. And the area's got 24-hour security patrols, residents have 24-hour porterage, and lots more, I would hope, for that sort of price at the time. Now you might be thinking, that's nice, Steve, but that was back then. How much is a property now? Well, funny you should ask that, because if you fancy a 5-bedroom apartment here at Chelsea Harbour or Marina, it's going to cost you £13.8 million. Yeah, that's currently on the market. If you're thinking of renting, because that might be a little bit more expensive, it's currently, one of the prices I found, £1,108 per week. Yep, that's £4,800 per calendar month. Well, roughly that anyway. So, it's not cheap round here. So the question's also got to be, what else have you got in the area? Well, of course, you've got the beautiful River Thames running past your front or back door, depending on which way you're actually viewed out. Plus, also, if you don't fancy going to work by train and rubbing shoulders with those people, why not grab, well, an Uber boat from your pier, which is right here. So this is Chelsea Harbour Pier, and you can get into central London. That is both the West End, you've got Westminster and Embankment stations, or alternatively you can carry on to the city, where you've got Bankside and London City, as well as, of course, as Tower Bridge piers, all before you get to Canary Wharf. So you might have a long old journey on there, but certainly a different way to travel in the morning. Yeah, I must admit, that's not selling me the price tag either. But anyway, it's a beautiful area. And if you've got the money, hey, you're not worried about how you get to work. Alternatively, there is another way of doing it. We're going to show you that in just 1 second over on the other side, because we found something else out whilst we were down here filming. And it's where you can see those sort of small red buildings. But don't worry, we'll be coming to it in just 1 second. But I just wanted to show you these boats all moored down the Thames as well. Also, you can see where old wharfs and old buildings along the south side of the river have been converted into flats. You've got lots and lots of flats on the other side of the river as well. But of course, having a river view, it ain't going to be cheap whether you're north or south facing. Right, the other thing which I pointed out just now, I wanted to show you, another way of getting into work is here. Yes, your eyes are not deceiving you, it's a helicopter. This is the London Helipad. So, if money is no problem and you're thinking about buying one of those apartments at that sort of price, why not also use the heliport for your transport? So this is called the London Heliport. Previously it was called the Battersea Heliport, and it's London's only licensed heliport. Now, the facility was built and opened back in April 1959. Now, the heliport can cater for 3 or 4 helicopters at a time, and it provides landing, parking and refuelling services between 8 o'clock and 9 o'clock, and flights are allowed between 7 o'clock in the morning and 11 o'clock at night. Now, just take into account all of those apartments that have been built around here, and you just hope that the double glazing will be pretty good, wouldn't you? Anyway, flight conditions and procedures at the airport have got a circular route, which is 1,000 feet high above the Thames in an extended figure of 8 over the water. And this helps, they think, to minimise noise pollution for the residents in the area. You'd certainly hope so, with a price tag of $13 million for an apartment, wouldn't you? Right, now let's come back to the normal viewership. and myself. For me, just walking down the Thames and seeing this over the other side and being able to watch helicopters go in and out is just one of the fantastic things around about walking down the north bank of the Thames between Battersea and Wandsworth Bridges. And we're right, of course, by Battersea Railway Bridge, which we showed you earlier. That was that beautiful green bridge that was going across. And it really does give you the views across London, which we showed you earlier, but also you can watch the helicopters going in and out. So if you've got a young family or you just fancy sitting there, then it's a great thing to do in the afternoon. Of course, if the weather is good as well, then it also adds to it. But there's also, I noticed, lots and lots of traffic coming into the heliport. So if you fancy coming down here, you're definitely going to catch some of it. So here we're watching the helicopter go from its sort of mooring place or parking place, whatever they like to call it, onto the helipad ready to take off. So it's manoeuvring into position before it actually goes, and we caught the whole thing. And you can see, can you see there's a Land Rover dealer right behind it? So it just gives you an idea of the sort of people they got going in and out, because you've got a Land Rover dealer right behind the heliport. Talk about marketing. Now, at one point, the helipad was owned by Westland, and if you remember back to the 80s, if you're of a certain age in the UK, you remember Westland helicopters at the time, and then afterwards it was owned by Harrods. Now, that won't surprise you at all, but now it is no longer, and it's owned by brothers, but it's got big sponsorship that's happening, which is why it's got all of the red colour, because that relates to the sponsorship of the company that's been here since 2019. Enjoying the video? Want to see more great places in London? Not just the helipad, but other places that we're discovering as well, and we can bring them to you? If so, do us a favour, go on, hit that subscribe button and also the notifications so we can tell you every time we upload a new video here on YouTube, and we do that 3 times a week. And also, if you're loving the video, do give us a thumbs up as well, because it helps us to spread this video out to more people so that they can love London as well. So as we look at the beautiful railway bridge and scan round, we're back on the North Bank. And here in this garden, this is all part of a 10-acre area of parkland, all part of Imperial Wharf. So you've got Chelsea Wharf, which we showed you earlier, which is on the other side of the bridge. And then when you go underneath the railway, you come to this side, which is Imperial Wharf. So here at Imperial Wharf, not only have you got very expensive apartments, but you've also got stylish boutiques, there's restaurants, cafes, and the King's Road is a very, very short walk away. So not only have we got that beautiful area, and as we scan round the Thames to bring you in, there's even more land as well. Now this way down the Thames, we're looking out towards the west, where the Thames then sort of disappears and goes out towards Hampton Court, Kew Gardens and all that sort of area there. But then as you go round the towpath, and by the way, watch the runners and cyclists, there's hundreds of them, even in the middle of the day during a working week, you have this vast area of land as well, which is a beautiful park to bring children in, or people are exercising their dogs, and it's also got a children's playground within it. And to those fellow crane lovers out there, you can see lots of construction work is still going on around the area, as it is across most of London as well. Anyway, as you look down, not only have you got the daffodils out for early spring, but you've also got a lovely water fountain, which we're heading towards now. But as you can see, there's a brilliant open space here, and it also just makes you wonder what else is down the Thames path. So in future videos on this channel, we're going to be covering different places along the Thames path as you go outside London, because you never know what sort of gems you're going to discover, and we're going to bring them to you. There you go, another reason to subscribe, so we can bring you more on the side of the River Thames, and also maybe even some more apartments and places that people live in, and we'll also bring you the property prices as well. This is definitely a beautiful area of London, especially with the King's Road nearby, the Saatchi Gallery, Belgravia and all the rest of it. Yep, it really is one of those beautiful areas of London. So the fantastic railway bridge behind us, I hope you enjoyed the video. And who would have known such stuff happened over here? Right, so that's central London behind us. I'm now going to head back to it, and if you love stuff like that, I've got our video of St Catherine's Dock in the background. So it's up in the top right hand corner. If you click on that, I'll see you in there.